become a little bit brain dead because I didn't understand how to do it right. I think I get the idea of how it works. You basically want to find we're gonna figure out how to do it though together. So I assume that when we're trying to find the range or the formation, we take it from the very swing high and swing low. The manipulation happens right here, for example. So in this case, if we were to go, let's actually try and do it with replay. So let's go to a random day. You can't see my screen? It's odd. Try again. There we go. You should all be able to see it now. So let's pick a random day. Let's go here. So now that we're here, let's go to the small time frames. I guess we're gonna treat it like if we were trading the exact day, right? We treat it like we're trading the exact day, and we try and find the broadening information that is appearing within it. Try and trade that. So, assuming we wake up one day and it is currently, okay, we have to let the weekend play out actually. There we go. So we're starting a Monday. Let's let it go to 9. Bam. It is now 9 a.m. So how would I draw this? And this would be the point where freedom would be very helpful. So this is the swing high. Assume it's like that. The swing low. But there's no low here. So would it be this? And would we be working with that swing low right there and that swing high right here? Let's test it out. So hypothetically, if price reaches towards this point, we could look for a potential pivot, and that also confluences with the sell side right here. And if we use the standard deviations, that confluences with 2.5. So we want to see if price is going to hit that area. And if it does hit this area, we want to look for a long model and see if that manages to work out very nicely. Too fast. Okay, I got to slow it down. Alright. Did not hit the sell side, but took out buy side liquidity, right? So we purged out this buy side. And as we purged out that buy side, we hit the top side of the broadening formation, if I drew it correctly. So we could potentially look for a short move here. Did I just ruin everything by changing time frame? I think I ruined it. Alright.
Oh my god, what the fuck is on the floor?
Do pardon this. I mean, this is my first time using the TradingView replay since they updated it. I don't know if I changed time frames it was gonna break everything. But since we are here, it would have closed above it, And I assumed that would lead to the invalidation of that. But then it came all the way down here. And it's kind of crazy. As it came all the way to this point, it actually ended up bottom ticking the broadening formation right there and pivoting right back up. Oh yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to use trading view. What is this? I can't switch between time frames. Okay. We're gonna use FX replay, so give me a moment. Alright. So now that we got FX replay up, let's do the exact same thing we were doing before. We're gonna go to the 15-minute time frame. We are going to try and find the broadening formation, and then we're going to try and trade it. Or I think we should use the hourly. Whichever. We'll just wait till now. We're gonna take it to 9 a.m. 9 a.m. is right here. Gonna let it run a bit. That's 7:30. That's 8:30. That is 9:15. Okay, perfect. So let's try and find it within different time frames. So here we have the 4 hour. Remember in his video he mentioned how would we use it from the swing of manipulation right here, or this is the tricky part that gets me. Sadly, it's 3 a.m. I think it's 2 a.m. for Freedom right now, so he can't show up. But I think it would go something like this. No, that doesn't seem right. Let's test it out though. Hold on, my cat is sneezing. Okay, I'm back. Right, it looks like that would be the best kind of broader information that I can think about in this consolidation right here. And if we go to this hourly, kind of seems right. Ah, that's lovely to know. All right, let's use the ray line. Yeah, that's gonna be better. So the very swing high to the very other swing high within price, and then we take this from the swing low to the next swing low, and we use that as our range. Now, theoretically, we can expect price to pivot from either point A or point B. So using our concepts that we already have in practice already, we're going to try and identify some trade opportunities, and we're going to try and take them while using the broadening formation as the major confluence, really, to determine our entry and exits and management. Now, that's the 4 hour broadening formation, but looks like there's also one within the 15-minute time frame. I think that would be how you would draw that one. And then you have this one right here. Also within consolidation, all of that. So within those two, we have these. I don't have the open high low closed indicator in this in FX replay, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to backtest the broadening formation first And maybe tomorrow we'd use the open high, low, close. But this is the first time I've ever done this. So I want to make sure that we're doing it right together. It seems right. So 5-minute time frame so far, information that it's giving us. It's telling me the price so far has nearly taken out this buy side, sold off immediately right after. It is likely to come to the sell side liquidity right here. This has not been taken. Or the sell side liquidity right here and potentially pivot from the Broadening formation right down here, 50-minute wise. So keeping that in mind, and the fact that we have bearish structure at the moment, we could assume that we could just short this 5-minute VPR. This is a nice lovely 5-minute VPR after price took out some internal buy side, and expect that from there we're going to have a leg down that goes all the way to sell side. But I think that's kind of obvious, so we're just going to try and go for the long. Let me just slow it down a bit. Alright, it's currently 9:50. Alright, so this would be the point that we want to see it tap, wipe out sell side, respect the broadening formation. It tapped the broadening formation, tapped a little bit of the sell side right there. So I'm not sure if this would be justification enough to just slap along. I think, give me a second. That. He measures the standard deviations as you would usually do in any sort of ICT scenario. So right here, for example, if we're going to measure the standard deviation, we would do it from here. Oh, I don't have the standard deviation settings. Alright, we're going to have to do that now. -1, -2, -3. Just gonna have it till -4. -4. Pop, pop. There we go. So measuring from the manipulative swing. So we actually hit 2 standard deviation right now. 2 standard deviation, sell side broadening formation. I think Freedom would slap something like this, but we're trying to do this in our own style, right? Adopt what we see, but also use our current form of trading in Confluence. So we're expecting a pivot. I would want to see the invalidation of the CIVI right here to potentially inverse it for a long. It pivoted, it kind of closed above. It's in this busy. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if this will work out. Well done. That would have been a nice move. So it literally tippy-toed the sell side and the broadening formation and pivoted. Let's see if it keeps going higher though. Okay, so it would have been a decent scalp. It did hit this CIVI right here and ended up failing to expand. And after a couple of failures to expand, it would have been kind of obvious that this is more bearish sentimentality. But it's still very interesting to see how it tapped it perfectly and pivoted right off of it. So in theory, with the 2 standard deviation and everything, this would have been decent for a scalp long. And since it is 2 standard deviation, the 4 standard deviation is aiming towards the high time frame broadening formation. So now I'm curious, is this actually going to go to the 4 standard deviation and high time frame and from there reverse or not? But I assume that this would also be cut now that that's happened. I want to speed it up a bit. It's about to hit it. Hit the 4 standard deviation. Hit the broadening formation. Ah, okay. So draw seems to definitely be south side and deeper lower, but that was another pivot right there. Kinda cool. That would have been another decent scalp. It's good. The first touch is good for 20-30 points. That makes sense. Because the past touch right there and the touch right here was around 20 points. Of course, the invalidation of the civvy would have led to the confirmation of greater upside move, but that failed. Okay, getting the idea. I wonder if this would matter as well. Though it feels a little bit weird because of the shape. But we technically have that right there. And if we use this, the 50-minute version, we could see the move be around here for 2. Tapped it. No. Alright. Well, I guess it's just pure sell-off because of the liquidity draw. But interesting. There was still some taps. So let's go back to high time frame. From here, we could say that the draw would be the sell side down here. The 4-hour order block right here as well. For price to reach into. I don't think there's any formation right here that we can use though. I feel like it just ran through everything and now it's just kind of wait for more data. This would be decent for a long though. Retracement and shoots right up. We wouldn't want to see price close below this though. Price did take out this internal buy side. If this is an SMT in the downside, it would make it a lot more confluential. Oh, and that was the end of the session. Okay, that was an unsatisfactory session, but we did get some info on how it kind of works. So let's go to the very next session immediately after. Yeah, next week is going to be NFP protocol, right? So we can expect a lot of search and destroy, which would mean that we want to play our important accounts defensively. So for example, in NFP weeks, I like to approach it light-sized and a lot more restrictive with the trades that I take, because I'm always expecting it to be nasty movement. NFP protocol is kind of like the given name to a week that has NFP in it, because price action would most likely be instead of pursuit of a liquidity or a draw of liquidity, it will be more interested in generating, creating, and gathering by doing a lot of search and destroy and consolidation. So, as you can expect, there'll be low probability for price to expand towards certain draws. Yeah, kind of, it would be kind of like JD's domain. All right, bam, new session. Let's try and find it again. Let's start with the hourly. I don't think I can do anything here. Let's start with the 4 hour. I don't think I can do anything there either. I'm curious, I have to ask Frieden, in scenarios where there just isn't an hourly time frame, what does he do? I mean, no, I don't think so. 5 minute does seem like it has one. Right, because we always want to measure the kind of like that, right? For this one, I feel like it kind of be like this. So in thesis, since we're in this consolidation range of the 5 minute, we're going to be treating like the 1 minute one. So if it comes right here, we short, or we look for shorts for sell side, and if it comes down here, we look for longs for buy side. There it is. There's the tap. Now, using our other confluences, what else did we do? We took out the sell side right here. So, externals liquidity, sell side has been swept. Broadening formation below has been tapped. If we use standard deviations, we can see, oh, might as well use the 1 minute one here. Can see the price. Let's use the 5 minute. Kinda hit the 2. Okay. So what, but structure wise for us, what we would want to see now that this has been taken would be the inverse of the SIBI to go long. Now, let's see if I get that. No, I still need to see the SIBI become inverse, but it's, if we were to, let's say, go to the 5 minute time frame, kind of looks like it's still respecting the broadening formation. Okay, now it's challenging this. We have a busy right here. Okay, we have a BPR right here, actually. What do you say, gang? Would you go long here? Keeping in mind it took out the external liquidity of the range. It is currently 1050 macro. We technically pivoted from the broadening formation, and we made a BPR here. If it inverses, okay, fair. It hasn't closed firmly above. But what about this BPR in itself? Would anyone try anything there? This is how the 5 minute looks like. Right. Definitely a little bit iffy. I agree. I would want to wait for the SIBI to purely become invalidated and a new high to be made. Alright, well, it invalidated, came down, shot right up. This would be it. If it had given me an opportunity, but let's see what happens. Okay. So according to the broadening formation, since we pivoted from it, we should be looking for this buy side right here. So using that and the confluence that we've now made a 5-minute shift, and we have a 5-minute busy right here, but we're technically in a 1-minute one right here, I'm gonna go long on this inverse. Okay, I didn't get to slap the entry long, but let's, out of curiosity, let's just see at this point. Does it do it? It did it. Okay. So that would have been a successful reversal after tapping that. But now, question is, does it tap the very top of the broadening formation? And does it reject it? No, but it's coming right back down. Oh! Let's see again. Sell side swept. Inverse is this. I'll go long. Gonna try and slow it down a bit. Alright, let's try it here. That shit's magic, yo. Look at that. Why wouldn't I gone long on the second one? Well, honestly, I probably would have in real life. It's just more of like it was too fast, like the candle movements and everything because of the back testing. And I was more interested in seeing this, but that's kind of crazy to the tick. So that would have been just by slapping that, you would have been up a lot more, 30 points. Same thing here. Technically, by slapping this at the broadening formation would have been a lot more as well to the first swing. I know Frieden in his video he mentioned how for him higher probability would have also been if there was a PD array right there. So let's see if there was a PD array. Yeah, there was a 15-minute busy. So I'm pretty sure he would have slapped this right here. And right here we had a 15-minute BPR as well. So he would have slapped this right here as well. So it all very much matched together. That's pretty cool. Okay. And Vic, I think we drew this one in the 5-minute. We measured the very swing high and the very swing long, kind of connected it to the very next low that we saw. That just made sense, really. I'm still trying to get practice here. I think Frieden is going to join us tomorrow, so that he'll be able to correct any mistakes that I'm making, because, you know, it's my first time as well. Good result, though. Now, again, in theory, we should now go in pursuit for this buy side right here, and to tap this up here. In theory. So, in addition, this would also be the standard deviation, and this would match with 2 standard deviation right here. So I'm gonna just hold this and see if that actually comes true. No, but it came right back down and tapped it again. So this would be a scenario that if it inverses the Cibi right here, I would give it a try for a long. Especially because it took out sell side in the process of pushing right back down again, right here, took out that sell side. Alright, now it just kind of broke it. So interesting, right? That would have definitely been profitable. Draw, but it's one of those scenarios, like it's a PDR, it's a confluence. It's a confluence that works, But if it's not the draw of liquidity, then we can't expect much. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, we could try. We could make it very complete. Let's try adding root candles to it. Let me put up the root candles thing, and let's try adding it all together and seeing if we can find a nice trade combining everything. Gotta see JD's explanation of it real quick, because he gave me the list, the lovely list of all of them. Oh, there we go. 9:53, 10:34, 11:10, 11:21. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next session. We're gonna draw the broadening formation, and we're gonna draw the root candles and midnight, and we're gonna see if we can catch nice trades using all of them together. Oh, that's crazy. Wait. Wait. If we go to the 5 minute, I mean, yeah, I have to also see what is the invalidation exactly for broadening formations, if it closes below it or if it because technically it did close below, but then shot right back up and then hit this. I'm not entirely sure if it's 3 taps and rocket or toilet bowl opposite. But whatever, we're going to the very next session, so we're going to 9 a.m. And there we go. So same process. We're gonna act blind. We're gonna act like we just started the day. This is price right now. I don't think I can draw any in the hourly. I don't think I can draw any in the 4 hour either. So we're gonna go to the 15 minute. Is there one in the 15? He said the third tap is significant. I'll take your word for it. So we're gonna assume that the third tap is significant. But if that's the case, then that's amazing that it shot right up after. Alright, I think if it was to be the 15 minute, it would be like this. Like that. And if we were to do the 5 minute, the 5 minute would be like this. I think that would be it. So, let's imagine it's a brand new day. What's our bias? No, where's midnight? That's the first thing. Where's midnight? Midnight is right here. So we're currently above midnight. Gonna change the color so I don't get confused. Bam. We came to midnight right here. We respected it so far. We did take out some sell side. We pushed into a high time frame discounted PD array right here. We started shooting up. We invalidated some imbalances. I think price is bullish. So, with me thinking price is bullish, we have some buy side right there that has not been taken out. We have the broadening formation high that could reach into. We, in the 1 minute time frame, are about to invalidate this SIBI right here. No root candle yet, so let's give it some time and see how it all develops together. But I'm curious, because this is bar to bar. What do you guys think? Are we bullish, or do you think we're bearish to go down? If you want to look at a specific time frame, just let me know. Yes, of course you can see the 4-hour most recent swing. Just remove the drawings real quick so you can see, absorb it, let it in. Candle body closure telling me potential more downside. Fair, fair. Okay. Let's see what happens. Push right back down. Hit midnight again. It's holding midnight. I wouldn't trade this. I'd kind of wait for 9:30. Reclaimed midnight. And it's 9:30. So here comes the manipulation of 9:30. It's manipulating it lower. Then this would be... We're going to wait for 9:53 before you try doing anything. Okay. So I believe we're in Q3 right now. This should be around the time that Q3 starts. 9:43. So far, we're above midnight. We failed to expand twice to take out buy-side liquidity. We have ran through this volume imbalance, and we have the SIBI right here. It's now 9:53. Yeah, let's give it that extra candle. Now it's 9:53. So the 9:53 root candle is right here. If it inverses this, it's going to be above midnight and 9:53, so that would be fine for me to look for a long. And with our broadening formation, the confluence for me would be to aim for this. Keeping in mind, of course, we use standard deviations. The fourth standard deviation would be up here as well, so that would be the scaling out point. You think we might go for the LR in the downside? Could be. That's why we're gonna wait to see how the SIBI reacts. I don't like how it closed. Didn't really close with a full body above. Let's see if there's any other broadening formations forming. Since this is consolidation, nothing that I can draw in the 5-minute. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he would only use 15 minutes, 5 minutes and higher. I doubt he'd ever use a 1-minute one. So we're not gonna even bother with that. Let's see how he keeps reacting. Still failed to close above the SIBI. I would never like that if I was looking for longs. And close below 9:53. Okay. So if price fails here and closes below this 5-minute busy, I would expect it to pursue midnight now. Yeah, I mean, 10 a.m. came, did a little bit of a weird movement there, probably news. Came right back down to midnight. Now we have the 5-minute inverse. So who would take a short here? Or look for shorts now? Or would you wait to see if midnight is closed below? It would be best to wait for midnight, right? Since we have also a 5-minute busy right here. But we did invalidate one, so it could be an aggressive entry or it could just be a patient entry and wait for the extra confirmation you need. So let's see. I'm gonna wait for the extra confirmation. Look at that, souped midnight super nicely. Made new highs and everything. And inverse the SIBI right from the get-go. That's an ass for you. And that's why it's good to wait for those extra confirmations. Okay, I think I would take this now. So I would want to wait for the taps of 953 and I would go long. Stop would be underneath midnight. Target would be the broadening formation right here. And of course, again, the standard deviations right there. Who agrees or who disagrees with this logic? Alright, Paris. Bam. Okay, well now I just consolidated too much. I would have been out of there by the time it closed like that. Yeah, so at this point, this would have been one of those scenarios. Well, I would have been stopped out break even after it failed to expand even higher. But it failed to expand again. So now you have a 5-minute shift. I'd expect a retracement to midnight and then sell off to down there. All right, this is why I get for using multiple colors. All right, let's see. So I would try shorting midnight right there. And I would be targeting sell side and the broadening formation down here. And if we use the standard deviations from there to there, we could target the 2 standard deviation, which matches with the sell side right here. So this would be our first target. This would be our second target, the 4th standard deviation, and then the final broadening formation right there. I was wrong. It's just chopping in between the range. Okay, well in this case, I'd assume that from here now it goes to the buy side and all of this up here. But if that fails, then I would pretty much just be done for the day. Let's see, retrace. I want to see a tap 953. There's the tap. Let's just experiment here. No. Zoom in a bit. Damn, it actually consolidated for 40 minutes. I think this would have been a nightmare trade. Does it finally do it? That was from 11:20 to, that was an entire hour of chop right there. Oh, that's classic NAS. And that happened. So now, to test our experiment, right? Let's see how it reacts when it taps the broadening formation. But, more precisely, I want to see if reading would do an entry here. So it has to have a PD array that would support that. Let's see, there's an order block. I don't remember him mentioning anything about order blocks though. It doesn't seem like there's any. So that would be like a C tier setup for him. I'm still curious. AMD up, A up, M down, D, A, O. Could be. Yeah, that could be it. Let's see what happens. Tapped it. Alright, looks like the Josh is up. Yeah. Like that. So now we're going to the high time frame one. Let's see how it reacts when it hits that one. Oh. To the tick. And then came right above. How many points would have that been? That would have been 14 points. Okay, so this was just one of the scenarios that the draw was too bullish and just like started expanding up, and ran through everything. I don't think there's anything else we can do in that day. But it did. The candle did close respecting it in the 5 and 15. The big one was a 15-minute broadening formation. And if we were to judge it by the 15-minute by itself, it technically respected it. Does it come all the way down now to the very bottom? I doubt it. Tapped it again. Yeah, look at that. And now does it hit this? That's crazy. Huh. Let's see if soy sauce is around. I know he uses it, so I really want to confirm if it becomes invalidated if price closes above it. And if it doesn't, then it's still usable. Then that can change a couple of things for my perception for this. So let me tag him and see if he's around, because I know he uses it now. I want to know exactly what invalidates a broadening formation. Because that's crazy. Technically this was respected, then it retraced, rejected it again, and then sold off all the way down here. Nearly tapped it right down there again. Let's see though. Would I have been able to catch that? Assuming like, okay, yes, it tapped it, rejected. Do I look for a short? Yeah, there was a model there too. There was a 2022 model. Market structure shift right there. Stop rate right here. Retracement to the fair value gap right there. You could have slapped it here, slapped here, and write it down towards midnight. No, this is something else. but write it down and then just hold it. And woo! That would have been cool. Okay. So I would assume from that comment that right there, Parvez, that it doesn't invalidate if it moves right through it or not, unless I imagine like just kind of runs through it completely. He still uses it as his confluence. Alright. Exciting stuff. But we haven't been able to do like the whole using a trade with it. So let's try again. We're gonna wait till 9. If it's still around the lines. Right, there we go. Pure consolidation and everything. Let's try doing this. So 15-minute wise, I don't think I can. Wait. Yes, I can. I see it. Here and here. Oh. So now, let's see. Is there another one in the 5? Yeah, technically there is one in the 5. I can see it as well. Bam, bam, or maybe like bam. Well, let's rely on the 50-minute one right now. So from the get-go, we can see accumulation of price right here. It is now 10:50 macro, so we have our information. Let's just plot out midnight and 9:53 though. I'm gonna make sure I draw this in a way that I don't forget it. Alright, midnight is right here. I'm gonna do a red line for midnight. And 9:53, it's right here. I'm gonna call this something different as well so I don't get it wrong. What? Okay, and the other important one is 10:34, right? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that I simply woke up late and now I'm looking for a trade. Now we have our broadening formation. It just finished pivoting down here, so we should ideally have a bullish bias for it to pivot here. But what does the current structure say to me? It doesn't really speak bullish to me until it invalidates the 15-minute SIBI right here. It is below midnight. It is challenging 9:53, and it is above 10:34. We did take out some liquidity down here. We came right back up, but we haven't really displaced to upward. What do you guys think from what we have right here? The information given in the 5. Do you guys think it's gonna go higher or it's gonna go lower? Really? Then let's see how it does react right there. Okay, well that kind of tells me everything I need to know. Oh, I almost forgot, we want to draw the standard deviations as well. So if we were to draw the standard deviation, no. How would I plot it here? We haven't really made, I'd say, some... There's too much of a swing for me to plot it that way. We haven't hit 2 standard deviation yet either. Oh well. So here we have our fair value gap. We've taken out the internal liquidity, but we still have the external liquidity freed up. We are above everything except midnight. I think price is in pursuit of midnight. I assume it's gonna go for midnight first. There's midnight, so that would have been a nice day trade. But we're not doing our usual day trading, right? We're trying to use broadening formation for our theses and everything. So we would be targeting the buy side liquidity and this right here specifically. So let's see if it does actually reach it. Okay, well, rejected, hit midnight, rejected. That would have been an exit if a normal trade, but did not hit this in this instant. It's also showing bearish structure right now with the failure and the respect of this 5-minute CB right here. Respected midnight, closed below 953, about to close below 1034. I would assume, based on the information given, it's gonna go for here, right? So let's try and play the opposite. Let's say inverse this. I should have waited for the candle close. Came right back up. Tapped it. Okay. So it actually did end up doing it. It didn't really invalidate it and ended up ripping all the way up there. So technically it would have worked if you're just holding it. But now, moment of truth. Since this is a 15-minute one, we're going to start the 15-minute. I want to see how it closes 15-minute wise. Okay. So, idea would be now that I did that, upon inversing this, we look for the move down to here. Does it hit the very bottom of the broadening formation? Came right to the top again. Okay, it's respecting the top one. Came right to it once more. Let's see if it gives a short opportunity. If it gives a short opportunity, that would be something. Let's see if it confluences with our TA. We need to see this inversed. It just kind of ran through. Okay. Then came back down. But now we have a model. Now we have a 2022 model. We have a stop rate. We have a shift. So I would go short in the fair value gap retracement. Let's see. In this case, with the broadening formation confluence within, if now price goes lower. Towards midnight would be your first target. Our first target would have been hit. Stop up break even. Second target 953 hit. Now we target sell side, which would be right here. And then we target the external sell side, which would be right here, and the broadening formation down there. We also use our standard deviations as confluence. So standard deviation 2.5 is right here. So this would be the second point to scale out. And then we target 4 with the down there. Does it happen? That's the sell side hit. Now does it go for the very bottom of the broadening formation? That's what I'm curious about. I'm gonna speed it up. And oh, I guess not. All right, well, whatever. Okay, so if we had taken an actual trade, everything in mind, we would have been able to cut this using that as an extra confluence. We would have made from our first TP 29, second TP 51, and then 74. And then the runners would have been stopped out at break even. So we made a 71 point trade using the broadening formation right there. No, so it all really nicely worked here. So kind of my takeaway right now, or my question at least right now, would be to determine what invalidates it. Because we did have a couple of candle closes above it, right? There are times where it respects it to the tick, and then there's times where it just literally closes above it, but then kind of does the whole move right back down. So I have to ask Frieden that and see how he interprets it. And from there, the next backtesting session, which will be tomorrow at 9, maybe earlier actually. We might do it. I want to try and do it with Frieden himself. So if Frieden is available tomorrow, we're gonna try and do a duo backtesting so he can help us with the broadening formation. Very nice so far. There've been like very curious moments where it just top ticks it and everything. Yeah, I'm aware. In his video, he said that it's only a C setup if you try and slap it. It has to have different confluences within. But still, I want to know what invalidates it. It's like good data. I got to see it firsthand, at least myself drawing it, how interestingly cool it is to see the response it has with price. I think I might use it in my arsenal, but we have to backtest tomorrow and gather more data. And as well, this is my first time, so I might be doing things wrong. I'd rather have the actual man himself present to try and correct me if I am doing anything wrong. I see. Well, that's the hour. I hope you guys enjoyed doing this with me. Of course, it's been both of us doing it together. First time. And let's see tomorrow. I'm gonna talk to Frieden to see what time we're gonna do it tomorrow, and I'll announce it. Because I know that he cannot do 9 p.m. because it's like 3 a.m. for him, or 2 a.m. So we're gonna see if we can do it earlier in the day, in a time that works for him. And I'll let you guys know. So I hope you have a good day, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.